Welcome everybody. You have learned about the degree of a polynomial. Now, I am considering the sum, difference, product and quotient of two polynomials. Okay. Now, we are interested in the degrees of such polynomials which are the results of summation, difference, subtraction, rather multiplication and division. Now, we are taking very simple polynomials. For the first case, x plus 10 as the first polynomial and 2x square plus 3x minus 7 for the second. Just tell me what will be the sum of these two polynomials. Px plus qx is equal to?
It will be 2x square plus 4x plus 3.
Plus 3. Okay. Now, find out the degrees of px, qx and p plus x.
Px,
what are the degrees of px and qx?
Px, it will be 1.
For px, the degree is 1.
For qx, it will be 2.
For qx, it will be 2. And what is the degree of px plus qx?
It will be 2 again.
2 again. Now, tell me what is the maximum of the degrees of px and qx?
Maximum is again 2.
Maximum
is 2.
Of 1 and 2 is 2. Okay. Here the degree of px and qx plus qx is exactly equal to the maximum of the degrees of px and qx. Now, for the second case, the two polynomials are given. What will be the sum?
The sum will be 2x plus 10.
2x plus 10. And what are the degrees of px and qx?
The degree of px is 2 and the degree of qx is also 2.
And what is the maximum for these 2 and 2?
Is 2.
2. But the degree of px plus qx is?
1.
1. So, here this is less than the maximum of the degrees of px and qx.
Yes.
For the third case, you are getting two polynomials, cubic polynomials here. And what will be the sum?
The sum is minus 2.
Sum is minus 2. 3x cube will be cancelled and 5x square will also be cancelled. So, we are getting minus 2 as a result. What are the degrees of px and qx?
For px, it is 3.
For px, it is 3.
For qx, it is 3.
And what is the maximum of 3 and 3?
Is 3.
And the degree of px plus qx?
Is 0.
Is 0. So, can we say the degree of px plus qx is less than or equal to the maximum of the degrees of px and qx. I am using two capital letters p and q for the polynomials here for this very statement. Okay. For the previous examples, I have used small letters, but we can use the capital letters also. For the final conclusion, I am taking the capital letters. The degree of px plus qx is less than or equal to the maximum of the degrees of px and qx. Are you getting this result?
Yes, sir.
And this is being supported by the previous 3 examples. Okay. Now, we consider the difference of two polynomials px minus qx. Here px minus qx can be reconsidered as px plus sum of minus qx. Therefore, again px minus qx can be treated as the summation of two polynomials. Okay. Therefore, this is the same thing. Now, we are considering the product of two polynomials px and qx. We are taking two simple polynomials. First one is cubic and second is of degree 1. Then what is px into qx? Just do it and tell me the result.
Px into qx is x to the power 4 plus x is cube plus x plus 1.
Okay. This is right. And what is for Px by Qx?
For Px by Qx, it will be x square plus x plus 1.
How have you got it?
I have got it by using the formula of x cube plus y cube.
X cube plus y cube. Okay. Here it is x cube plus 1
1
cube.
cube.
Then what is the formula?
X cube minus 1.
X cube plus 1 cube is x plus 1.
X plus 1 into x cube.
X square.
Plus
square.
x plus 1.
No, minus x plus 1.
Okay.
Okay. So, you have made a mistake, very simple mistake. The result should be, tell me, what would be the result?
X
For
square minus x plus 1.
X square minus x plus 1. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, the degrees of Px and Qx. What are the degrees of Px and Qx?
For Px, the degree is 3. For Qx, it is 1.
For Qx, it is 1. Okay. And what is the degree of Px into Qx?
For Px into Qx, the degree is 4.
4. And what is the degree of Px by Qx?
It is 2.
It is 2. Now, there should be a restriction for obtaining Px by Qx. I have cancelled the expression x plus 1. Therefore, we should mention x must not be minus 1. Otherwise, x plus 1 will be 0 and cancellation by 0 will not be allowed in mathematics here at this stage, I mean. Now, this 4 can be written as 3 plus 1 for this case. There is summation of the degrees of the constituent polynomials Px and Qx. And for this part, we are getting 3 minus 1, that is the difference of the degrees of the polynomials Px and Qx. Have you got it?
Yes, sir.
Now, pass on for the next example, where we are taking two polynomials Px as x cube minus 1 and Qx for x plus 1. Again, x cube minus 1 is, just remember the formula, x square plus x plus 1. This is the formula for x cube minus 1. And Qx is being taken as x plus 1. What is for Px into Qx? Just multiply x cube minus 1 by x plus 1.
Yes, so it will be x to the power 4 plus x cube minus x minus 1.
Okay, correct result. And what is Px by Qx? That is x cube minus 1 by x plus 1.
Sir,
This is the factor form for x cube minus 1.
Yes, sir,
we are getting
but-
x minus 1 as a factor, and the second factor is x square plus x plus 1.
yes.
But we are not getting x plus 1 as any
As a
factor
factor.
of this very expression.
Yes.
Therefore, we cannot cancel x plus 1 here.
Yes, sir.
Therefore, the form will remain in this form. Therefore, this is
Not a polynomial.
not a polynomial, not a polynomial. Therefore, we are not considering the degree of this very expression, dash dash dash. And for the last one, we are getting x to the power 4 plus x square plus 1 as Px and x square plus x plus 1 as Qx. Now, tell me the product x to the power 4 plus x square plus 1 into x square plus x plus 1.
So, the
What will
product
be the
is
result?
X to the power 6 plus x to the power 5,
X to the power 6 plus
x to the power 5
x to the power 5
plus 2 x to the power 4
2 x to the power 4
plus x cube
plus x cube
plus 2 x square
2 x square
plus x
plus x
plus 1.
plus 1. Thank you. Thank you once again. Therefore, the product is, which has been written here earlier, x to the power 6 plus x to the power 5, etc. And what is for Px by Qx?
Sir, I am getting confused in this thing.
X to the power 4 plus x square plus 1 by x square plus x plus 1. If we can extract x square plus x plus 1 as a factor, from this very expression, I mean the expression in the numerator, then the denominator x square plus x plus 1 will be cancelled and the resultant will be a polynomial.
Yes.
So, let us try to factorize x to the power 4 plus x square plus 1. Now, we are taking x to the power 4 plus x square plus 1. Just write x square plus 1 whole square. Then, after expansion and using the formula for a plus b whole square, we are getting a square, that means x square whole square, that is x to the power 4.
Yes.
And for 2ab, we are getting
2x square.
2x square, but in the left hand side we have only 1.
Yes.
Therefore, 1x square must be subtracted from it. Okay? The result
Yes.
will be 2x square minus x square, that is x square. And the third term of this very expression after expansion is 1 square for b square, that is 1. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
So, this is the formula for x to the power 4 plus x square plus 1. This is the expression. And remember the formula for a square minus b square. This is a plus b into a minus b. Here we have a as x square plus 1 and b as x. Therefore, a plus b, this is a plus b, okay? And into a minus b, this is a and this is minus b. I have arranged the terms in the descending powers of x. Therefore, x to the power 4 plus x square plus 1 is the product of these two factors. Okay. This has already been done here. I am showing the worksheet, rough worksheet there. The same thing has been done here, okay, in detail. Therefore, Px by Qx, Px for we are getting x to the power 4 plus x square plus 1, which is a product of these two very expressions, and for Qx we have x square plus x plus 1. Therefore, the quotient would be x square minus x plus 1, but the restriction should be there. Restriction should be there. In the denominator we have Qx, and Qx was x square plus x plus 1. Therefore, this very expression should not be 0. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Actually, for any real number, this expression cannot be 0. I will show it in the next module. Therefore, Px by Qx will always be equal to x square minus x plus 1. Therefore, we are taking the previous page. The result is x square minus x plus 1, and it is very much a polynomial. Now, look at these two expressions and tell me the degrees. Degrees of Px and Qx. I am pointing out the Px.
For the Px, the degree is 4.
And what is for Qx?
For Qx, it is 2.
It is 2.
And
what is the maximum of 4 or 2?
4.
4. Okay. Therefore, no, we are not considering the maximum here, just the degree of Px into Qx. Tell me the Px into Qx.
The degree is
This
6.
very expression is given for Px into Qx. What is the degree?
Degree is 6.
Degree is 6. And 6 can be written in
4
the
plus
form
2.
4 plus 2. That is the sum of the degrees of Px and Qx. And for the quotient we are getting
2.
x square minus x plus 1. For the degree of Px by Qx, that is x square minus x plus 1,
Is 2.
it is 2. If we subtract this very 2 from 4, then we are getting this very 2. Therefore, this 2, that is the degree of the quotient of Px and Qx, is the difference of the degrees of Px and Qx. Now, we are getting two theorems, two important theorems. This was the rough worksheet where the Px into Qx and Px by Qx was done. Two important theorems. Now, I am suppressing the second one. Look at the first one. The degree of the product of two polynomials is the sum of the degrees of the constituent polynomials. Here, by constituent polynomials, we mean p x and q x, which were taken earlier.
Yes.
Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Then just watch it and tell me the second theorem concerning the degree of the quotient of the two polynomials.
So then the quotient of the two polynomials will not necessarily be a polynomial, but if it is a polynomial, then the degree of the product of the two polynomials is the difference of the constituent polynomials.
Actually, in the previous examples, we have found that the quotient of two polynomials will not be a polynomial always,
Yes,
will
sir.
not be necessarily a polynomial.
Yes.
If it be a polynomial, for the fourth example,
Then
we
it
see that x to the power 4 plus x plus 1 divided by x square plus x plus 1 is a polynomial.
Yes.
But in the previous example, x cube plus 1 divided by x minus 1 is not a polynomial.
Yes.
Therefore, we can say the quotient of two polynomials is not necessarily a polynomial. If it be a polynomial, then its degree would be the difference of the degrees of the constituent polynomials. Got it?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, thank you. That's all for this class.
Thank you, sir.